Hi, my name is Tony De Jesus, and today I'm going to be installing Windows 7 on my Dell Latitude D420. In addition to Windows 7, I'm also going to be installing Office 2010, configuring my Windows firewall, checking for drivers, making sure that they're all up to date and current, installing a Creative Lab webcam, and checking my startup items to make sure that I don't have any unnecessary programs or features starting up with my system. This process should take between 1.5 to 3 hours, depending on how fast the Windows 7 installation takes. But all in all, it should be a pretty quick procedure to do all this. I hope you find this video informative, somewhat enjoyable, and I hope you go out and try this yourself. So without further ado, here's Windows 7 installation on a Dell Latitude D420. Okay, so this is my Dell Latitude D420, and as you can see, it's a very small form factor machine, and there's not really any place where I can stick a CD-ROM drive here. There's very small, so we're gonna go ahead and use this USB CD-ROM drive provided by Dell. And I've already got my installation media in there, so I don't need to worry about popping that open. Right now, I have my Windows 7 disk in there. So I'm going to go ahead and start up the system. Okay. And then while the Dell BIOS screen is loading, I'm going to go ahead and tap F12. Okay. And it should take me into my one-time boot menu. So let's see if it does that there. Okay. So here's my one-time boot menu. Now there's a couple options that I want you to see here. Now at the very top you have internal HD. That's the hard drive that's actually built into the system here. Next you have the CDRW drive. That's what we're going to be booting off of. And you have, after that, card bus NIC and onboard NIC. You won't usually see those items. However, with this system configuration, those items are present. You will, however, always see this BIOS setup. This will get you into the BIOS setup where you normally have to push F2. And also, this is the diagnostic partition that comes standard with most every Dell. You also have it on other brands of systems like HP or Toshiba, but it's especially prevalent in Dells. So I'm going to go ahead and boot off the CDRW drive right here. And go ahead and click Enter. And then you got to make sure you catch this real quick. But up at the top of the screen here, you're going to see something that says tap any key in order to boot up the disk. So we're going to go ahead and tap any key. You got to make sure you hit that before it pops off of the screen. If you miss it, it's okay. You just have to restart the machine. But if you can grab it, go ahead and get that keyboard tap. Make sure you tap it. So right now it's loading up the files. And it does take a little bit of time for this to load up, so bear with me. Okay, right now you notice it says starting Windows, and the Windows logo is appearing there. Okay. Let's see if I can give you a better picture. Nope. So this is the starting screen, and in this screen you'll be able to clarify what language you want the installation, the time and currency format, and the keyboard input method for this installation. So I'm going to leave all those values as their default values, and click Next. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Install Now. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and just show you this one option here. And this is the repair option over here in this corner. And there you would be able to repair a pre-existing Windows 7 installation. If you had one, there's also some other features in there that are useful for troubleshooting and repairing a previous installation. So we're going to go ahead and click Install Now. And then this should take us to the drive configuration screen, and this will let us create our partitions if we need to, delete our partitions, any functionality there. Okay. This is the license agreement here, so we're going to go ahead and select this checkbox here, and then click next. Excuse me, we didn't select it. We're going to go ahead and click next here, and then this is where we'd select what type of installation we're doing. If this system had Vista on it, I could have selected the upgrade. But since it has Windows 7 on it already, there's really no need to upgrade. So we're going to go ahead and go into a custom installation. And here's where we would configure our drive partitions, our disk partitions here. So you notice that I have two here. One is this system reserved is something that Windows 7 reserves for its own files and system files. So we're going to go ahead and delete both of these partitions. And to do that, we're going to expand the drive options. You'll notice it says advanced there. So we're going to click expand, and then we're going to click delete, and then we're going to select OK. And then once again, we're going to select the partition here, partition 1, and then select delete, and hit OK. And you're going to notice this is going to go back to one disk. Okay. So this disk is the disk that's built into the system, and we're going to go ahead and select next, because Windows 7 is great and does all the formatting for you. If you wanted to format the partition in a different way, you'd go ahead and select new, and then at that time you would be able to designate the size of the partitions that you'd want, or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and click next. Okay, the system just restarted, and it's going to go ahead and do the second part, second half of its configuration, or excuse me, the second half of its installation there. And we're not going to boot off with a disk this time, even though it asks us to. Okay, it's starting Windows. Again, that lovely Windows logo popping up there. I don't know if you can see that. It looks a little blurry. I'm going to try and help you out there. But yeah, unfortunately my camera isn't too great, but you should be able to at least get the gist of what I'm doing here. Okay, the message that underneath the logo there says updating registry settings, and starting services. Okay, now it's going to finish the last part of its installation here, and this process actually, completing installation, this step does take a little bit of time. So again, we're probably going to go ahead and edit this down for the sake of time, and bring you back once this is finished.